Ciao, welcome to Beatspot. I'm Marco, and in this video I'm reviewing St4b by LHI Audio. So it's a transient stripper, multiband transient stripper, but this is really interesting. So let's dive into it. Let's go to the drum bus, and this is the plugin. There's also an St1b, which is one band, so a full band transient stripper, but that's not what we want to explore now. So the good thing about this plugin is that it's low latency. So it has only two samples of latency, so 0.045 milliseconds. So, I mean, what else can you ask for? Okay, so here we have this really nice GUI, and we can see all the waveform from each band. So let's listen to it. Okay, so let's start with this band. Here we have the transient, so we can go to plus 45 or minus 45. Here we have the crossover as well for the other bands. And here we have like a gain compensation, and we have a mute, a solo, and a bypass. Then we also have a delta, we have a global bypass, a global dry wet, and we also have the slope between each couple of bands. So we have 24, 12, or 6, and we also have a global gain thing. Okay, so let's listen to how it sounds. So this is making the whole drum loops really snappy, and it's also kind of killing some of the sustain. So I actually asked for this thing to the developer personally via email, and they told me that their concept was to kind of apply a sort of auto gain, so you can hear the effect of the transient shaper, and that's basically a tilt, sort of tilt EQ of dynamics. So the more I turn the transients up, the more I turn the sustain down. So it's kind of compensating the whole stuff. We still have some gap in volume if we crank the whole thing up, but I kind of like the concept. If you don't really understand this concept, it's because in this case we have a dry wet, which makes the whole difference. Okay, now let's try gain compensating. This sounds golden. It's really bringing the whole drum loops to life, and I mean, we set it like in 2 seconds. We have the whole stuff cranked up. I mean, we can just have some more fine tuning, but that's already a really nice result for all the effort that I put into it. Let's listen to the delta. So that's still a nice function to have on this kind of processing. So you can kind of tell what you're taking away or what you're adding. So there's not much else to say. So this is a multi-band transient stripper. So I like that kind of stuff. It has minimum latency, and that's golden. And it also has this concept of the tilt thing, the auto gain compensation, based on how you are tweaking the whole stuff. And it kind of helps you working with dynamics, with transient shaping in a new way. So I'm used to kind of take my transient master by the native instruments and crank up the attack into a clipper, so I have some nice snap, and that's something I'm still going to do. But this one, it's kind of substitute to a compressor. It's more clinical. It doesn't have the kind of sound of attack and release and that pumping stuff, and it doesn't rely on thresholds. So this is certainly going to take more space in my mixing palette than the Isotope Neutron transient shaper, because it's multi-band and it's low latency. So this is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Good job, LHI Audio. And I mean, this is a tool that you really want in your arsenal, because it's making you work in a different way, and which is I mean, better in sometimes it makes you evaluate the actual changes that you're making without being fooled by volume. So this is it for this video. See you in the next one.